My name is Nick Waters. I am the Associate Director of Bands at Foothill High School. I've been here since 2002, working primarily with the percussion section. I was originally approached by Tom Float about 2 years ago, and the right word would probably be I was shocked and amazed to be approached by the legendary Tom Float to try out this new line of percussion. We had our first meeting in LA during the NAMM convention. And I remember that first meeting where we were all in a very small hotel room. There was probably 10 or 12 of us from the 4 schools, including Ken Hoshino. That's the first time where we really started talking about the actual parts of the drums. Initially, I mean, you throw on the name Tom Float in front of the students and they get excited. And then you talk about new equipment that no one's seen before and they get very excited. When we first brought out the new harnesses, Ken Hoshino brought it from Japan with his suitcase and put it on a kid. And you can see how jealous the other students were that he got to march and wear this real comfortable new harness that no one has really seen yet.
Carrier is amazing. The feel of the carrier on you compared to your shoulders and your stomach, the distribution of the weight is very even. It's easier to move it up and down so you can figure out your weight. We have a short person on our line who could easily play any drum specifically because of how the harness is designed.
A lot of the functionality is easier as far as the carriers are concerned for the kids, and from my standpoint of tuning and mixing these on the field, I had a lot more options. The things that were specific that we used maybe differently were the snare mutes. We used 2 on each snare, and we tried a few different placements for the indoor season. But we ended up both of them close together on the center of the drum. And it really gave us a pitch control with a solid, pretty solid focus and a lot of good snare response.
The Babinga birch combo with the snare drums and the maple and the tenors and the basses really created a really cool blend for us indoors. We got a lot of really great comments about the blend and balance with the snare drums and the tenors. Sometimes when you have those 2 instruments playing the same parts, one of the voices might get lost. But now that we have 2 separate woods, we're able to identify the 2 different sounds. It would be interesting maybe to take the name off the drums and see if people would get the same response, and I think they would.
The initial drums they sent out were black, the black wrap. I think that was something that they wanted to test, and in our climate, of course, is part of the reason that we were selected, I'm sure, because it is hot here in the desert, and that drum reacted a certain way.
In the heat of Las Vegas and the desert, anything that's wrapped is not going to last very long. It just bubbles up and turns into like a fruit roll-up type consistency. So we asked for a lacquer finish, and it worked out much better for us, and the lacquer finishes look fantastic.
The blue finish was a finish that Mr. Waters and I looked at the initial meeting. They had their booth set up at NAMM, and Tama has tons of different finishes. We liked the blue. I think it's the Indigo Burst.
The overall comfortability of the drums have really made the students more excited about playing. We've noticed some growth in our program, and a lot of it is patience. We've slowly been building our program with the indoor Drumline, with the Winter Guard. All of our programs all together, we've just been really patient and working with the students and working with the parents. We've got a very involved community here.